Deputy Ranking.
Thank you, Chairman. MD, I have a question regarding supply of electricity to communities or to individual homes. You have a core mandate to transmit, supply, and distribute electricity to our homes. But I've had concerns from constituents in my constituency, and I'm sure it applies to everybody, that when they apply to ECG to extend electricity to their homes in communities where you are already operating, they receive a bill from your office that they need to pay for the pole and even need to pay for installation and all of that. Are we not overburdening the Ghanaian? And and is there not a shift from your core mandate?
It is, Mr. Chair, it's not a shift from our core mandate. At the end of the day, the Electricity Company of Ghana is a limited liability company that's also supposed to generate revenue. One, if through the budget for the year, that particular area is captured, then we do not have to do any of those such things of request for any more installation materials from you. But if that area wasn't captured, then those are costs that have to be valued, the right exercises done for you to pay for that extension work to be done for you. If we deviate from that norm, what is then going to happen is that there's going to be a big hole in our budget that we are supposed to fill. Again, the customer is requiring a service. In the customer requiring a service, what are the standardized approved rates by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission? If we go exactly by that, then we are well within our ambit. And I can say for a fact that we operate with the guidelines of the PURC, especially in extending power to private customers and also industry whenever they apply for those services.
But yes, I mean, but the fact remains that you have a core mandate.
Yes.
Now, it's not as if when you supply me with electricity, it is at no cost to me. I end up paying just like the person who received this post at no cost. So shouldn't there be a system where even if I'm paying for it, it will be seen as pre-financing and you should have a way of paying back this monies to me?
So,
and just to, for instance, there are communities where erosions have even affected existing poles. And when they apply to ECG, they are told that they need to pay. Even the community, they are told that they need to pay for the poles.
Mr. Chair, if that's really the fact, then it's an anomaly and that has to be checked immediately for us to find the culprits. Then brings us back to the fact of the matter on the ground. Permit me to use this analogy. We, as a country and as the individuals living in this country, we tend to be shy of telling people how well we are doing. And in doing so, what that then happens is that the utility company is always playing catch up to the situation on the ground. For example, an area like Chado, the speed with which Chado has grown, ECG never envisaged that kind of growth. Again, Amasaman, Oyarifa, the level of homes that have come up with within this short space of time, and the overloads these have led to the overloads on these transformers are astonishing. We have to now take steps to play catch up to them, to change, and then also to do some intensification jobs within these areas to provide them with the requisite stability of electricity. When this happens, it has to be a shared responsibility. Because it's not of the companies doing that, we couldn't plan for you. But let's say in going to build, you had engaged the district assembly, you had engaged the right people for the requisite permits, ECG would have been informed. And when ECG is informed, ECG can plan accordingly. So with the ones that have to do with erosions and all of that, yes, I do agree. That's an anomaly that we have to address immediately. And if we find the culprits, we have to deal with them, even if they are within ECG. But with the other side that has to do with how fast certain catchment areas are growing, I would say it's a shared responsibility, and at every given point in time, whatever fees or charges would have to conform with the rules of the PURC.
Mr. Dubik, I disagree with you, and I feel that as a limited liability company, you are in there to, make some profit, and with your core mandate, you need to look at where the loads are. If, for instance, Chado is expanding, and you need a lot more services in Chado, you don't expect the residents to be applying to you for you to give them bills to pay for polls. I think that because it is your duty to do that. But I'll leave that to Chairman.
Mr. Chair, just to add, in as much as it is our duty, we are supposed to find these materials to actually complete the exercise. But the truth of the matter is, where does the responsibility start from and where does it end? So it's not profit-oriented for ECG, because if it was, we would be talking highly about how much or the fees that are being charged. But we do not charge the exact fees of how much those materials were procured.